Today, let's talk about AI adoption. I had a video about AI a few weeks ago about the ethics of AI, but I want to look at the overall strategy. How do you know you're ready for AI and what do you need? What are the prerequisites? Let's jump into today's video. Hi everyone, my name is Ruben and I'm a data strategist here at Practical Analytics, and I work with companies of all sizes to help them get more insights out of their data. And of course, one of the things that comes up often is AI. AI is this fascinating technology that we get to experience now. We see it day to day, and every business is starting to think about how do we leverage AI? How do we use it? Can we tie it to automation? Can we tie it to how we run our operations? And COVID-19 simply just accelerated a lot of these trends. So today I want to give you three things, the three prerequisites that every company needs before really embarking on a significant AI project. I'll give you a few questions to think about and some examples. So the three things that we'll talk about today is really the right projects, the right people, and the right data. Now, we start with projects. So what is the project that you really want to accomplish here? What is the tangible outcome? I'm really skeptical of any AI project that doesn't really have this. That's sort of like a wandering project. I think AI can then become a hammer in search of nails. So you really want to know what nail you're going to hit. What is the project? You might be thinking, we have a big issue with fraudulent transactions. So if we embark on an AI project, we could detect fraud and we can reduce it. And we've seen examples of this in other industries. A 5-10% reduction here seems doable, and that will translate to sort of X amount of dollars. Things may not be so crystal clear down to the dollar sign, but there needs to be a general understanding as to where you're going. Not let's put a few people together, let's grab some data, and let's see what this says. This is really not a moonshot. The sort of the Google moonshots where you're not sure where you want to go, so you throw things at the table. That's fine. That's a different approach. I think when we talk about AI and the practical application of AI, we need a practical approach here, practical project. Think about if this can be accomplished in other ways. Again, is this just a hammer, or is there a faster way to get to the outcome, right? Is there a different way of reducing fraud that you can do in the next 6 months? And finally, set expectations, right? What's the timeline? What people are needed? What's the budget? All those kind of things. I find the most successful AI projects are really in the years, right? You talk about a couple of years to really get everything together, organize the data, run the tests, and be comfortable with the decision before you roll it out. So this is not a couple of weeks thing. It's a long-term endeavor. Next, right people. Right. So we want to start with what's already in the company and who you need to hire. Do you have the right expectations around this? Data scientists are a bit of a hot commodity right now, but there's also a bit of a lack of clarity as to what it really means. We of course have the data scientists who went to university, have PhDs, but there's a sort of big gap between maybe some of the programs we're seeing or some of the self-taught. It's still a new field, so some things aren't as clear yet. So you want to make sure you have your criteria, what you're looking for, and that you're ready to pay the current salaries. I seen salaries for data scientists up to $1 million. So you understanding the specific requirements and the expectations around the kind of people that you'll need to bring in, or the kind of people you can leverage internally. And finally, in the people aspect, it's all about culture. Can this team of data scientists work? Can they get support? Is this going to be accepted? Think about that aspect as well. You don't want to go through all this effort, hire people, and then sort of fall apart because the culture rejects it. And finally, right data. I talked a lot about this sort of times of data, or data maturity, right? But you want to understand the past and the present, what happened in the past, what's going on right now, and in the future is really what we're talking about here, the world of data science. So past and present is a prerequisite before you can try to figure out what the future might look like. Does your company trust the data? I saw a survey once of data scientists, and they were asked where they spend most of the time. And about 60% were saying the bulk of the time simply goes to cleaning data. The data is not captured properly, it's not stored properly. They can't even start the job because it's not organized. This is like a construction worker showing up to a site, and before they can even do anything, they have to organize the tools. The tools all over the place. There's no materials. They have to go find it. It's sort of like a scavenger hunt. That's not what you want for your data scientists. You want to let them to show up to a professional construction site. Everything's in order. The materials are there, and you simply say, you're going to the 3rd floor, and you can work on the design of the rooms. There's actually a construction going on near my house, so I see this every day. But that's not what's happening in companies. You're saying, we have this project, we get it, we hire the right people, you figure it out, and now they have to go in and clean the data and organize it before they ever write any lines of code. And this also ties into infrastructure. So same thing, I talked about infrastructure in a previous video. I think the 5 elements of a data infrastructure. You want to make sure you have that in place, that's working well before you bring on some of the heavy duty data scientists. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, look for all those buttons here and the YouTube screen. And I'm really excited to announce the release of my first book, The Data Mirage. why companies fail to actually use their data. Now, the book is not out yet. It's available for pre-order, but there's going to be a link in the description where you can go learn more about the book, why I wrote it, why I think you should read it, and the different bonuses that are available right now in the pre-order period. The book is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Chapters here in Canada, BAM, anywhere where you can buy books, you'll find it. So make sure to check out that. I would really be appreciative if you're able to buy a copy. Let me know what you think. You can leave a review, and I'm looking forward to that. Finally, in the comments below, just put one thing that you learned from today's video. Let me know what you thought, maybe what was missing. I would love to read that and other people as well. Until next time, talk soon.